All right, guys, welcome. I'm doing a little putting practice today. It was hot out that day. Wind was a factor as well. So what I'm doing right now is just getting a baseline, like where I'm at. Look at that. See, there's a lot I need to work on. I don't know where I developed that bad habit of, you see, right when I'm about to throw, how the disc is pretty much vertical. I don't know where that came from, but now it's like part of my muscle memory, and I need to break that ASAP. So this is from 11 feet. I'm pretty good at 11, 15 feet. I'm decent. Anything beyond that, it's just you'll see it gets ugly. All right, so 22 feet. Yeah, this is definitely gonna look different. So some things I'm going to work on today. I found a bunch of tips from pros on YouTube, and so I'm just going to try to incorporate some of those today. Specifically, Ricky Wysocki was the latest one I looked at, so a lot of these are from him. This is 33 feet, which is just damn impossible for me. I mean, if I can get one from here, it's amazing. So after this, I go back to just 20 feet, which is still, I mean, a good solid recreational player should be able to get, according to the PDGA guidelines, a novice should get 4 out of every 10 from 20 feet. Recreational players should get 6 out of every 10. And then it goes up from there. A pro, of course, will drain the basket from 20 feet pretty much every time. I've only got 8 putters. So instead of, ideally they say you want to have 10 putters when you practice. All the same mold. That's very important. All the same mold. All the same style of disc. And I've got a mixture of Novas and Ions. There's even a Hydra in there, and then one Penrose. But eventually, like I said in an earlier video, I'm not married to the Novas. I used to putt Ions. Now I'm putting Novas. And yeah, I'm not married to the Nova, so I'm still trying to, before I buy 10 of the same mold, I'm going to want to make sure I've got the disc, that the putter that I'm going to be using. Then I'll get 10. All right, so I think I already skipped it. I'm trying to use offset feet instead of the feet pointed towards the basket. They say to kind of offset them away. And I do for a while. Later on in the video, you'll see I just totally give it up. Unconsciously, that front foot loves to point towards the basket. And I kind of got to give up that habit. This one, Mason Marchbanks is a local pro in the area. I took a lesson from him, and he showed me this, is to start low, like bring that disc all the way down below your crotch before you putt. So that's what I'm doing here for this round. Now at the end, I'll kind of give an assessment of which tips I think are the best for now. All of them are good. And I think what I do here, a mistake I make is trying to incorporate too many changes to my routine all at once. Ideally, for a putting practice, 1 or 2 things to change and then just hammer those home and build that muscle memory. So I'm trying to do too much here. So like I said, yeah, see that front foot? It starts creeping back, pointing towards the basket again. Now this is a really good tip. I've done it before, and when I really focus on it, it helps a lot. Is to pick a link in one of those chains, ideally one right in the center, or maybe a little bit to the right, and just focus on that link. They even sell, I think it's, I forget what it's called, birdie dot or something. It's a brightly colored dot you can put on a single chain to help you see it so you can aim towards it. And my biggest thing, if you haven't noticed already, is I don't throw flat. It still hyzers out to the left. So in the past, well, still even now, I was focusing on a dot way to the right, and I was trying to kind of fade it in from the right, which is not good. All right, like I was saying, throwing flat. And this is definitely the number one thing I need to work on. This whole session, the video is maybe only less than 20 minutes, but it was really hot, and it took almost 2 hours to record this. And yeah, I'd be lying if I say I didn't take a few breaks in between. And yeah, it was for some reason it was harder on me than an actual 18 holes of golf. I guess you're throwing more, but that and the, multiple combat injuries, and so I have to kind of take it easy. And I think I don't know how pros, I mean, if out there putting practice every day, 2-3 hours a day, it's just insane. But that's commitment. So I'm doing another 8, am I still trying to throw flat? That definitely wasn't flat. Come on, Jim. Just throw it down the plane, right down the middle. That's like a 45-degree angle still going in. That is no good. It is a very uncomfortable thing to have to break a routine. When your muscle memory is set, a bad habit is set in your muscle memory, it is very uncomfortable to get outside the box, think outside your comfort zone, and force that habit away. It just feels so awkward. It's basically like unlearning everything and starting fresh. What is this one? Yeah, pop up with the legs, engage the legs, let the legs do some of the work. Feels really weird to me. I'm sure with enough practice I could get that, but it's just not feeling right yet. And I'm only kind of half-assed doing it. I need to be popping up more. Like I said, this was almost 2 hours of putting, and you'll be able to tell towards the end I just start running out of steam. Just fighting to incorporate all the different. So as we go along, I try to keep what I learned before. So, at the end, it's like 5 or 6, 7 different things to try to remember, which is just too much. This one's a follow through, I think. Kind of shake hands with the basket, they say. Just like when you're driving, a follow through is kind of horizontal. This one is kind of straight at the basket. You follow through like you're shaking hands with the basket. Straight line follow through. Now this is the weird one. I still don't really fully understand it. Like something the pros do with their fingers and their palm. They pop it up. It gives the putter some lift. and you guys know there's spin putting and push putting. I don't even know what I try to do. I think I'm more a push putter. Push putters, when they miss high or low on average. Spin putters, generally, when they miss, it's left to right. And if you incorporate both together, it's called a spush putt, where it kind of, you put a spin on it, but you're giving it some push too. This is the tip that I've been using forever. And when I actually consciously think about it, it helps a lot. Imagine someone standing behind the basket, kind of, crouched down and like, hey, throw me that disc. And if you think it's like a mental thing. If you think someone's there to catch it, you feel compelled to like put it right in the center of their chest because you don't want to look like an idiot, I guess. If you imagine someone's there behind the basket wanting to catch your disc, I don't know. In the past, it's helped a lot. And trying to put everything together. So this is how we'll end up the video. Look at that front foot pointed still straight at the basket. So I'm just now noticing that. So we're doing the wrist and the wrist engagement, fingers engagement, that pop with the hand, following through, shaking hands with the basket, popping up, engaging the legs. The feet should be offset, but they're not. Focusing on one specific chain. Imagine someone's behind the basket to catch it. Too much to remember all at once. Out of all of them, though, as of right now, I feel like the one that kind of helped me the most this day was focusing on a specific chain. And I know my putting will vastly improve if I can get rid of that weird hyzer angle, and instead of coming at the basket from the right, is shooting straight more at it with a flat disc. Easier said than done. Not going to change everything in 2 hours. The trick is just consistency, to get out there and do it consistently. I feel like after this session I might have improved somewhat. Not that you can tell, but I said to myself, okay, so I've only got 8 discs. I'm throwing 8 at a time. And I said, now this is where I started getting really tired. My back started hurting, all the war injuries. And I said, I am not going in the house until I can get 5 out of 8 from 20 feet. That should be minimum. So that's kind of my goal now, incorporating everything. All right, I'm still popping. I'm engaging the legs. My feet are not offset. I'm still following through, it looks like, towards the basket. That, not throwing flat, though. It just doesn't feel natural to me. It feels like putting with a hyzer angle just feels more natural. I don't understand how people can throw flat yet. Got to just force my body to do it. I'm not starting low enough. I'm kind of starting just under the belly button instead of down at the top of the thigh. What was that? Yeah, now that I'm looking at this, that hyzer angle is still just atrocious. Next time I do this, that's all I'm going to focus on. Throwing flat. PDGA just changed the rules, I think this year or last year. Up until last year, if the disc landed on top of the basket somehow, I've only seen it maybe once or twice in my life, but it used to be a legal basket. But as of a year or two ago, it's no longer legal. But they did make another change. If the disc hits the cage and gets stuck in the cage from the outside, it didn't. It used to not be a basket, and now it is. Oh my God, I suck. You don't realize until you go back and look at it later. There's the feet are offset. Let's see how long that stays. I don't think my stance is wide enough either. I naturally want to lean towards the basket. I have to consciously keep myself upright. Anyway, that's pretty much it. If there's anything I didn't talk about yet, I was getting tired here. It was pretty hot out. I wasn't committing enough this entire time. You see some really short layups. I'm not committing enough. I'm not trying to shoot past the basket. I'm trying to get to the basket, which is no good. I should be trying to throw past the basket. It was definitely out of my comfort zone. It's a lot to remember. I think I bit off more than I can chew. Fighting the old habits. I need to find a putter that I like. If I stick with the Novas, I need to buy 10 of them. Or when I switch, whatever I decide on, I need to get 10 of the exact same type and never touch another one. Yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. And if you have any ideas about what kind of video to do next, please let me know in the comment section.